the lineup that they brought to the McHale Center. It's who we would expect to see of note, Cindy, the freshman, Josetta Fatuesi.
She has played outstanding over the last couple of weeks. A tremendous game against Oregon State in particular gave the Beavers all kinds of trouble.
Meanwhile, taking a look at Arizona's lineup, you and I have talked about this before. They made a change about the middle of January, bringing Brianna Workman into the lineup, and it has worked for them.
If she does work and come to play, for Workman, it's all about want, effort, and energy. When she brings that to the table, she's a difference maker, and Coach Nia Butts is looking for that for her today.
Look, we've seen some incredible things this season, including Arizona on this very floor beating Stanford. Meanwhile, you and I commenting before the game, Utah looked loose, happy in their warmth. Looked really good.
Yeah, conversely, Arizona looked a little tight.
Yeah, and you'd think they might be a little bit comfortable on their home floor, senior day, as we've mentioned.
And a tremendous atmosphere here at the McHale Center. Fans on their feet waiting for the first basket to fall for the Cats.
Wildcats working the shot clock early. 8 seconds remaining on the clock. Shots up from Workman. No good, but look at that rebound grab. Second chance.
Jalea Bennett all over it.
Bennett finds just enough room. Wachowski's hands to the side and not up.
Create your own opportunity. Nice little dribble, stop, and pop.
Danny Rodriguez, number 22 in red, with the ball in her hands, a junior for the Utes. There's a lot of energy. Great cuts, makes it run. Here she is again. From the corner. No good, and only Wildcats around. Ball pops out, and Cheyenne Wilson says, hello, I got it.
Allie Floyd ran into her teammate, Candice Warthen, and the ball popped free.
Tanea Beauclair over to Wachowski. They're trying to keep Wachowski out of the paint. Shots up. What a pretty rainbow. No dice. Bennett kicks it out. Wants plenty of room.
Malia Washington all over it, finding the bottom of the net. That was a great jump shot on the baseline, and exactly what Coach Nia Butts has drawn up. She wants rotation on the basketball, cut and move, and that was played to perfection.
Fatuesi, while Allie Floyd does her best acting impression, Fatuesi doesn't put it in.
She says, I'll take my 2 points, thank you very much.
Inside, a little bit of a rainbow from Jalea Bennett.
Very nice move in the paint. And it's a good sign for Arizona that a lot of the baskets are coming off the dribble, on the move, a quick pass. Could be a good day at the office for the Cats.
You know, and it's also a good point for them that Jalea Bennett was also inserted into the starting lineup at the same time as Workman, and both of them, Cindy, have gotten very comfortable starting the games off for the Wildcats.
And it gives LaBrittany Jones a chance to just spectate, watch, evaluate, get a sense and a feel before she steps in. And how about Worthen? Wow, Anthony Leveretts needs time.
And so as Leveretts takes a timeout and a deep breath to talk to his team, we'll tell you a little bit about these coaches. He's in his 5th season as head coach of this team, 9th year with the program, and he's telling us, you know what, I've never been prouder of a group of people. They've had a lot of big, she smiles and goes, oh, but I was nasty.
Of course she was.
Yeah, I can't believe it. That's why we like to keep a table between you and us.
And a whole lot of hardwood, too.
Yeah, she's looking for nasty. That's what she wants.
She wants an edge. She wants want. And that's big time one by Wachowski. Actually, Paige Croson.
Yeah, those long blonde ponytails. They're inside.
That caught me. That caught me. Did you tell my flight was at 5:15 in the morning?
Those long blonde ponytails swinging around. Wachowski, you touched on it in the open, Cindy. 24 years old. She said sometimes it's a challenge playing with athletes that are 18 and 19 years old because it's hard to relate at times.
But she's handled it with such aplomb. She's already earned a Bachelor's of Science degree in biology and psychology, and that biology degree an emphasis in cellular and molecular biology.
It's insane. And that major in psychology was a minor in chemistry and in nutrition.
Yeah, she's chasing the nutrition degree now.
Yep, it's really interesting. Shots up again. And so
hello,
good
Miss
from
Washington. That net snapped when it went through that ball. Oh, that was tremendous.
It was, and just a sophomore, Coach Nye was saying earlier, she's feeling her way through the season. Looks like she may have found it. Ball taken away by Jalea Bennett.
Great anticipation on the steal. That pass was telegraphed, and she picked it off like a defensive back, reading a quarterback's eyes. That was tremendous.
Rodriguez looking the same way. No look to Wilson. Patuesi kisses it off the glass.
If you don't protect that baseline, she will do that all day long. And first of all, Arizona can't let the catch get that low in the post.
Warthen, same day.
And you have some breaking news regarding the point guard, do you not?
Well, you and I were so funny before the game, and we're talking about Candice Warthen. We're trying to be good journalists. 5'5", it says, and finally before the game, you and I both said it. Warthen, last game here, how tall are you? And she said 5'3.5", and kind of laughed. All right, fine.
She's such a good kid.
Maybe she got measured in her sneakers.
Wachowski losing the handle on the baseline. Jump ball is called.
And so as Croson and Washington are on the floor mixing it up, Jalea Bennett taking it to the hole and then getting that senior support from Candice Warthen. Her last game on the floor of McHale Center. She's got to make it count.
Wednesday, USC takes on rival UCLA. Women's tennis, Wednesday at 3 on Pac.
And they've got an 8-point lead as a result.
I like when I hear you say so far, because that's been the issue from Naibat, saying it's 40 minutes. They played a lot of great 20-minute halves.
Or 35-minute games.
Shot clock expires, and there's an effort on defense. Makes Nia Butts happy, and Anthony Leverett looks perplexed.
Big-time effort and energy advantage for the Cats right now. And defense is flowing right into offense.
Bennett goes around, tries to make a little space, and falls for it as Jada Matthews with the foul. Stop, pop.
I'll have whatever Candice Warthen had for breakfast. My goodness gracious.
6 points already for Warthen. 3 for 3 from the field.
Utah needs a bucket.
Wachowski fighting for it. Look at the workman. And she goes, oh, I bit on it.
Every time Wachowski hits the deck, you get a little bit nervous because you know about the 2 ACLs. This was big-time effort by the senior leader.
You're so right about that. You mentioned the 2 ACLs, the 2 years lost. She's also a 2-time All-Pac-12, 1-time All-Mountain West Conference player. So sometimes, Cindy, we'll see somebody who's had an injury and the next year they're not so great. She's either out or she's all in. One of 2. Working that way. Maybe not the best shot. Rebound grab.
Well, that's a great take if you have an advantage. Oh, big slip.
Yeah, that's a bummer for Nalihine. Slipped and then lost the ball.
Hopefully they'll check that floor out on that side of the floor. Oh. Luckily, she just hit the deck and nothing worse.
Yeah, what a bummer. She really had it, had great speed. Nawahine, a walk-on for this Utah team, and when they're thin, they need her.
Turnover there, just lack of communication by the Cats. Lots of motion in this Utah offense.
Yeah, Wachowski being kept far from the bucket. Shots up, no good. Boy, the way that rebound was grabbed by LaBrittany Jones tells the story. She's aggressive.
The Cats have the rebounding advantage.
Wachowski not being let down very low. Here she is again, 8 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Tries to get a little bit closer and is able to draw the foul.
She's having to work so hard on the offensive end of the floor. More fresh bodies for Leveretz. He's looking for any kind of combination that can score the basketball at this juncture.
It's hard to find anybody more relentlessly positive than Anthony Leveretz, but he admits it has been a challenging year for him to stay that way. Does like where his team is now emotionally, though.
And there are several coaches in the Pac-12 that would say, really? Let me cry you a river.
Yeah, exactly.
It's been a rough go for a lot of teams.
How about that big shot for Valerie Nawahine? Brittany Jones turns around and finds Wachowski in her space.
Perfect baseline defense.
10 seconds remaining on the clock. Warthen. Not where she thought she was. Nawahine looking for space, turns around.
That ball did everything but fall. Washington slows it down, gets into the set.
DeAndre Cannon trying to get involved now. Passes it over to Deja James, but again, doesn't fall. Arizona 0 for their last 4.
But they're good looks. Nothing rushed, everything in rhythm. Oh, nice cut to the basket. Oh, that was beautiful.
Tanea Beauclair finishes.
A little confusion on the man defense. Who's got who? From player to player.
Melina Washington, the sophomore, setting it up. Jones got it in her face. 6 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Shot's got to go up. James takes it. No good. Arizona's been scoreless for 4 minutes.
Well, that set was disrupted by the Utah defense. Great stop and stand there by the Utes.
Well, it's an interesting thing about Utah is defensively they have been so strong this year. You and I were talking about their defensive effort against Arizona State just the other day, holding the Sun Devils to just 46 points.
Yeah, and that's saying something. That was just a tremendous effort.
So the finish inside from Tanea Beauclair, you put that defense with a little bit of offense, you're in good shape.
For the Arizona Wildcats.
And both have graduated already as well. We were talking about Tara Wachowski and the same thing. Both players getting a master's degree right now in educational leadership. Down hard goes Danny Rodriguez for no points.
Happy to see her pop back up. That was a hard fall.
Drawing the foul on way in is Jalea Bennett. And the foul is on Wachowski, her first.
She has as many fouls as she does points. And if you're Arizona, that's a very good sign.
That's a very good sign. Especially when Utah is on a 6-0 run and none of them have come from Wachowski. You mentioned other than the one from the line. Looking forward to the turnover.
Sometimes you just got to take the shot. You want to be friendly and make that extra pass, but a lot of the times it's to your detriment.
That wasn't where they wanted, but then stepping out of bounds as she tried to rebound, it was Tanea Beauclair. And we'll remind you, coming up at halftime, we're going to send you back to our Pac-12 network studios for the Pure Silk halftime report. Jill Savage is in studio, and she's going to talk a little bit about the Oregon State team, who is celebrating their first ever Pac-12 regular season title. And of course, there was a men's game between Arizona and Utah that got a lot of attention as well.
Just a little bit.
Washington.
Great take. She just didn't finish.
Yeah, it's always interesting when a coach says that, and certainly Anthony Leverett has said that about his team. He says, our defense is good, our effort's good, we're just not making shots. So other than that, you know, and that's the tough thing, is that, you know, he says we're doing everything we need to, but shooting well.
And that separates really good teams from the rest.
And Arizona hasn't made a shot in 6 minutes. So they inject Candice Warthen back in. She's one of only 2 players to start every game this season. Allie Gloyd, the other senior, the other player.
She's the only player averaging double figures. Keandra Cannon out of control on the baseline. This is more of what we kind of expected to see from these two teams. The hallmark is defense, settle in, and make plays.
Wachowski picks up her second personal with an aggressive foul on offense. And so Wilma's celebrating that, wondering if Wachowski's going to be sitting when we come back from break.
Introducing the State Farm National.
Second foul, so she's going to spectate. So where is the Utah offense going to come from now?
Yeah, and particularly that post presence. Fatuesi is in down low, as is Wendy Anai.
Fatuesi did just enough there defensively to adjust that shot.
Fatuesi thinking about it, going to back in a little bit.
And then not let her get that close to the rim. That's just a recipe for disaster. A guard has got to come and poke the ball away. If she's going to dribble that much, you got to come and cherry pick her.
Right, she has done such a great job this year, Fatuesi. We talked about her, and Anthony Leverett at the beginning of the year said she's the most talented player we've ever had. You think, come on now. You've talked about Wachowski and Plouffe and some other players, but he feels like she's got incredible, incredible potential.
You can see the upside. It's there.
When you think about Kaylee Whipple, who was with this program as well. Cheyenne Wilson.
Gorgeous triple. Oh, the rotation on the ball was perfect. Snap of the net. So much for where the offense is going to come from. Fatuesi there to get in the way of Workman. Utah finding a little bit of a rhythm after Wachowski takes a seat.
10 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Krosig, ball in her hand into Fatuesi. And again, this time there's hands on it.
Gloyd doing everything she can. And that's been Gloyd's career, playing undersized getting matched up against somebody taller, bigger, and she's just gritty and does the hard work.
Beauclair comes in while Cheyenne Wilson takes a break.
Nice pass inside. Feed the big girl, it'll work. It'll work like a charm.
8 points now for Fatu Essie.
And Utah has the lead, 19-16.
Day of the weekend.
Yeah.
And so they are winless on Sundays right now because their players play so many minutes.
Good take by Gloyd. Realizing that the footwork by the freshman in Fatu Essie might not be where it needs to be. That was a great dribble drive. A lot more energy on offense for Utah. Everybody has a little more spring in their step when they're going through, making their cuts, slashing to the basket, getting open off screens.
Fatu Essie gets it, composes herself, and scores again.
She's got 10. A dream scenario for Utah has quickly turned, or rather for Arizona has quickly turned into a nightmare as the basket is waved off there.
And so that foul is on Dani Rodriguez, her first. This is her third year starting at the point guard, and that's one of the things that Utah has been able to keep consistent, whereas Arizona has not.
It's cavalcade of stars, man.
Yeah, they just don't have a point guard this year. The one they intended to have, Taryn Griffey, out this year. And so other than Gloyd and Warthen, they're a bunch of freshmen and sophomores.
Warthen's nice to rely on, I'll tell you that. That was a nice move to the basket off the inbounds. That's exactly what Arizona needed. And Taryn Griffey, for those who aren't familiar and haven't seen her play, she is special.
Fatu Essie, too far out, and Warthen, the rebound leader at 5'3.5".
Gotta stop ball.
Oh.
That's a bummer because Warthen did everything right and Utah did everything wrong. Nobody stopped the ball at the key.
Rodriguez kicks it out. Wendy and the shots off the iron.
She rushed that. Her feet weren't even set. Utah's energy has waned and Arizona's has picked up, and Allie Gloyd's got the bucket easy down low.
Yep, just 4 points for Allie Gloyd. She's starting to heat up. She's done a lot of work defensively already today. That offense, as you mentioned, starting to come together. Croson thinks about it. Look at the defense smothering.
Nice. Jalea is standing there going, I can count to 5. Can you? Tremendous pin down in the corner to create the turnover.
Candice Warthen, the redshirt senior, going to bump and make it count. Her last game on the floor at the McHale Center. Anthony Leverett really likes that she grasped the concept so quickly. He said sometimes as freshmen it takes a little while. Fatu Essie so IQ smart in terms of her basketball knowledge.
She's already the team's second leading rebounder. She just gets it.
And Utah playing these minutes without Taryn Wachowski, their star, who has 2 personal fouls already. Inside, and Anai gets called for the block. For the foul, excuse me.
Right, Jones will have to earn it from the free throw line.
So LaBrittany Jones shooting the first free throws of the day for the Wildcats.
A lot of time has gone by for this team to be making its first trip.
Yeah, especially because it's a team that makes more free throw attempts than their opponents generally because they drive so hard to the basket.
Full court press by Arizona, trying to turn the Utes over.
And the youth saying, hey, we just played Arizona State. You want to see a full court press. Or at least used to it.
Oh,
Tuesi!
Drop that elbow. Drop that elbow. That was an easy call. She'll learn. That's just a freshman mistake. You can't do that. Lower the shoulder and pop the elbow.
Yep, and that's her first.
Yeah, good defensive stand by LaBrittany. She can be a stopper of note in this conference if she wants to. It's all up to her.
Workman going around. Second effort is thwarted as well. Oh, she goes a third time.
And LaBrittany just making my words ring true. If she wants it, she can dominate in this game. Jones, relentless on the glass, up and under, perfect, using the window. Textbook.
Nice bucket for Jones. And his lead has flip-flopped back and forth.
More full foot press from the Cats.
Now it's Arizona on a 9-0 run over the last 2.5 minutes. Nia Butts right on the sidelines wanting to get in.
Imploring her team to work.
Rodriguez goes around Warthen, doesn't score. Great restraint. Yeah.
Somebody came to play on Senior Day. Candice getting it done. That is just tremendous. Feeling it, got the separation, stop, pop. Unbelievable.
For the first time in Oregon State history.
That's such a great compliment to the job that Scott Roop has done in his 5 years there. And it's so important to him, not just because he wants to coach a good team, but he's a graduate of Oregon State University. And he's got this whole our conference, our story vibe. And you just love that. Woo! Big
Cheyenne
Wilson.
And you mentioned it earlier, that's what she does. Everybody knows she's a three-point shooter. She doesn't really go inside that much, and so the defense has to be tight.
Nice stick by Jalea Bennett. Lost art of the mid-range jump shot there. Right from the elbow. Gorgeous.
Minute and a half remaining in the half. Oh! Danny Rodriguez buries it.
Warthen thought she would get the call on the screen by Fatuesi. Coach Nia Butts thought so too. Didn't happen. We're going the other way after the Rodriguez bucket.
Stepped out of ground.
Yeah, she ran out of real estate. Look at this screen. You don't want to meet Fatuesi in that fashion. I just don't think. And it didn't look like a flop to me. A little bit of acting, perhaps, but not a true flop. I didn't think Manu Ginobili when I saw it, so.
Sometimes I can tell, I think, by the pop-up. She popped up pretty quick.
Pretty good.
Shots up, but no good. Workman grabs the rebound. Cats on their way. And the foul. Hook, line, and sinker. Danny Rodriguez looking forward again. Maybe going to slow it down just a little bit. Cheyenne Wilson again for three. This time she celebrates herself, and she should. She's made 3 3-pointers already today. But if you're not going to guard Jalea Bennett, she's going to hurt you back. Fatuesi, 4 seconds remaining. It doesn't happen. And the half will end with Arizona making 5 of their last 5 shots. Utah.
They showed up and showed out in the first half. Let's see if they can keep it going in half number 2.
Speaking of seniors, Tara Machowski back in. As we said, she sat much of the first half due to foul trouble. Only played 13 minutes. Wachowski looking for the defense from Workman. Making it work.
Battle for the basketball underneath.
Love
nice hands, Amber.
Thank you. I love the sportsmanship. Did you see Fatuesi? We're all protecting ourselves over here. Fatuesi helping Workman back
was
up.
nice.
That was class.
Well, she did kind of knock her to the deck, so it was nice that she gave her hand up.
Still, right? Yeah,
right?
Exactly. First thing they tell you in parenting, acknowledge the positive. Right?
I love it.
Workman.
Positive for Arizona is the fact that they were able to hold Utah scoreless on their first possession of the second half, and conversely, Utah paid back the favor.
Cheyenne Wilson, you know she's deadly on the perimeter. She's standing out there. Inside to Fatuesi, 8 seconds remaining on the shot clock. And she's got Gloyd on her. Great defense by the Wildcats.
Tremendous defense. I don't think Fatuesi was aware of the shot clock.
Wildcats have 2 wins in conference play. They're both on this floor versus Oregon and a huge one versus Stanford.
Not too shabby.
Meanwhile, Utah picked up a big win against Washington just a few weeks ago. And as we take a look at our leading scorers so far today, you and I opened the broadcast with talking about it's kind of a pick your opponent, your line, which I love, in terms of whoever wins today will play Washington. What do you think that looks for these 2 teams?
Well, for Arizona, the Cats only saw UCLA and Washington just one time and played the Huskies better than UCLA. They got run out of the gym by the Bruins by 34. They only lost to the Huskies by 10.
Beautiful finish inside for the Cats as they're still showing the energy. And what about the Utah side?
Utah has seen both schools twice. All 4 losses, but very close one to UCLA early in the season, only 3 points. And then to UW by 8 points. That was just a couple of weeks ago. My theory is it's tough to beat a team 3 times in a row. So if you're Utah, you like your chances against whoever you get because you've already lost them twice.
Well, but February 13th, I mean, just because we know we're keeping track of so many
is the
teams,
win.
Is the win from Utah over Washington, and that was their signature win.
Oh, absolutely.
Croson working hard, second chance for Utah, and a foul. You know, following up on your point that Anthony Leverett says Mike Neighbors, the head coach of Washington, is his best friend in the business. And here that they handed Mike Neighbors a loss just a few weeks ago. They also knocked Washington out of the tournament last year in the first round. And so he said, you know, I'd like to see them again. I'm not sure if he'd like to see us.
And at this point, you know, coaches will tell you it doesn't matter who your opponent is. You just want to get on a run and ride the wave. And the poster children for that are the women of Troy. USC cut down the nets on their first ever tourney title last year just by riding momentum.
Yeah, and then when we talk about Oregon State, that is the scary thing about Oregon State because they have everything to lose in the tournament, really, because they have so dominated this conference. this season.
Candice Warthen came out of the locker room like she went in it, on fire.
Rodriguez so quick with the ball in her hands, takes the shot herself, no go. Oh, Wachowski holding her ground. She says, not on me.
You know why? Because that was good defense by her. She had position, she moved, she didn't give her the body. She stood straight up. She leaned a little bit over, which is why the whistle blew. But that was pretty good.
She's a little frustrated by that. It's her third foul.
Get in there!
And that was an instant lip read. Not on me, right? Mm-hmm. Right? No, it was on you. Jones.
Again, the full court press by the Cats.
The McHale Center is starting to really be known as a tough place to play for opponents. You recall that last year, Arizona beat a rolling Arizona State team right here on this floor.
Yeah, it's becoming the calling card for the Cats. The signature win down in the desert. What's frustrating for Arizona fans is the Cats can do that a lot more often.
Yeah.
It's just up to them. It's beating the opponent between the ears, and it's doing the little things well.
Oh, my, 5'3.5". Think she's going to block it. She did get part of it, but she also got a foul.
She's got some hops, that's for sure. And let's just give the lunch pail award to Danny Rodriguez. She has hit the deck a half dozen times already today.
Something about Warthen inside makes me think she's saying it was worth it. Just to get a little energy for her team. It was her first. And yeah, I love what you're saying about the lunch pail award to Danny Rodriguez. In her first 2 years as a Ute, she started every game except one. She just takes care of the basketball, really unflappable.
Boy, Wachowski isn't playing like she has 3 fouls. She is saying the paint is mine.
7 seconds remaining, they give it up, and yeah, the ball is hers too right now.
Danny Rodriguez took a shot to the face. And of course, she shakes it off and keeps on going.
Rodriguez takes it to the hole. Doesn't happen. And again, Gloyd trying on the defense, but ends up with a foul. Candice Warthen smiles and more. Senior day, her last game on the floor, and says, let's play a little one-on-one. Goes around, nails it. Arizona with a 9-point lead.
Oh, is that the one he's baking in blue?
Yep. I love me some blue cheese.
Blue cheese? What are you thinking?
Of all the teams in conference play after this, the brackets will be officially set for the tournament next week. The Pac-12 Women's Basketball Tournament brought to you by New York Life is March 5th through the 8th.
Which means a week from today is Selection Sunday. And I think 6 teams from the Pac-12 should make the NCAA tournament. I know right now 5 are listed on Charlie Cream's bracketology, but I think 6 should get in.
It'll be interesting to see, and of course the tournament will have a lot to say to show people about that as Julia Bennett nails another one.
Absolutely. We saw USC steal the automatic bid last year. It was funny, I was talking with Lou Brown at Washington State yesterday for their senior day, and she didn't quite have a handle on the whole NCAA tournament and bid and Pac-12 tournament because of her Australian background. And when it was explained to her that, oh, if we win the tournament, we get in, oh, okay, I'm good with that. Then we'll do that. So it was really cute. So that's what it seemed like Wazoo is looking to do, and possibly get in just based on strength of schedule and a win over a number 5 Maryland early in the season.
Well, yeah, you touched on it earlier. We've mentioned how tough the season has been injury-wise for Utah. My goodness, for Washington State, losing Shaylee Deanshaw was the biggest blow you could give that team.
That was huge. And Wazoo's not alone. USC had the injury bug. UCLA has some dings, and nobody has gone through the conference unscathed.
Coming the other way.
LaBrittany Jones came to work today.
And, you know, as we talk about big picture, that's one of the things I think that people have noticed about Oregon State this year is that if Sydney Weiss isn't having a great day, Jamie Wisner is. If Ruth Hamblin is a little bit off, you know, they've got somebody else who will do a great job.
Yeah, it doesn't have to just be Ruth Hamblin.
The depth of that team.
Look at 5'3.5" Sky for the board.
Oh, no, it got away from her.
The handle.
And for Stanford, as we talk about the season, it has been unlike any other. It's the first time in 14 years that they have not had at least a share of the Pac-12 title, as head coach Tara Vanderveer has reinvented herself almost weekly this season, trying to find the right combination.
And that's just not seeing the triangle for the first time in 3 decades with her. I almost didn't know how to watch a game that Stanford played.
Yeah, and again, Oregon beat Stanford today, and so a Ducks team that has struggled this year. New head coach Kelly Graves going to put in his system and his personnel.
Oh, and the block was called as Wachowski goes to the rack. Once you leave your feet, you open up a lane. And Wachowski took advantage.
Wachowski 1 for 3 from the line today. Just that first point she had of the game, the only one she made from the stripe today. Both Wachowski and Arizona's Brianna Workman with 3 fouls each. Workman on the bench right now. Warthen. Yes, ma'am.
Of course. Why not? Feed the hot hand. First rule in basketball. I saw Tia Presley shine on senior day yesterday. 28 points for Wazoo. It's great to see a senior turn out again today in Worthen. Wachowski on the baseline. Five seconds on the shot clock.
2. Rodriguez gets it off the shot, but just off the front of the iron.
That was not the possession Utah wanted, down 11. This defense for Arizona is the best I have seen since the Stanford game.
Left hand makes it work for Miss Jones.
And a nice big smile as well. See, Coach, I know what I can do around the 10.
A lot has to be said for LaBrittany Jones in terms of the way she handled that coming off the bench, because until then, she'd started every game of her career. She handled it and made the most of it.
Ooh, nice move, Danny Rodriguez. Utah trying to hang.
Rodriguez trying to look innocent. It's not going to work, but LaBrittany Jones, 8 points, uses her left hand against Wachowski and has a great time.
Introducing the State Farm National Bureau of Assistance.
And one of those teams, 2 of them actually, will complete the 6 that I think should go to the NCAA tournament.
Yep, and we'll find out on Selection Show on Monday on ESPNU. It'll be a lot of fun to watch. And teams around the conference will be sitting around waiting for their names to be called. Utah moving it around. Cannon intended to steal that ball. Instead, they get it to Wachowski.
They're making her think. She's forgetting to automatically shoot the basketball. The Arizona defense is making Wachowski think. How about Deja James? How you doing? Gets an opportunity down low and finishes.
You know, and it's so funny because you're saying making Wachowski think. And on one hand, you think she's just the smartest person ever with all of her majors and degrees.
Science
but she's also tired. Second in the Pac-12 in terms of minutes played. 36 minutes played per game on average.
It's a lot of work. And you know what? Those legs are 24 years old now. Not 20 and 22 like her competition.
Fatuesi's shot does not go.
You know what, though? That's a good take by her. She has range. I'm not saying she's Danielle Adams of the San Antonio Stars, but she can shoot from distance.
Workman. Bennett. For a second there, got awfully close, but then gives a little thumbs up, backs off. Yep. Not necessary to foul there.
No, not with a 13-point lead. Want to play smart. I give credit to Arizona. This team is markedly better than the last time I was on the call here. I can see exactly why they were able to beat Stanford and why they could wreck somebody at the Pac-12 tournament. If they play with this kind of want, effort, energy, and determination, they could be the opposition's worst nightmare.
Cannon shot is good for three.
Hello, Key. How you doing? I've been dying to say that all season. Key for three.
Well, she's giving you the opportunity as the lead gets extended. And Utah quickly wondering what's gone wrong, but still just under 10 minutes, plenty of time, honestly. We've seen it turn around enough.
Hey, we saw a 13-0 run by this Utah team in the first half. They've got the capability. It's just about execution.
But Utah shooting 29% from the floor.
And I think it's worth mentioning that stat that you had about their effort and energy on the second day of weekend games. They're over so far. We'll see if that changes ahead.
Tickets.
That is the best show in town. Folks at Key Arena do an outstanding job putting on that event. And basketball fans in the Pacific Northwest, thanks in large part to the Seattle Storm, appreciate good women's basketball.
Oh, they sure do. Key Arena rocked during that tournament. And it's always kept interesting, and this year maybe even more so than in years past, because the season has been a roller coaster. Cheyenne Wilson, again. 11 points for her.
And that was a lot of motion in that motion offense that time for Utah.
Yeah, and then a little bit of a scoring drought over the last 3 minutes for the Utes. They are suffering right now late in the second half. Wow. Right through it. Warthen passes out of heavy traffic.
Oh, that's a good look. Nice speed. I'm surprised Arizona let that happen because Taryn telegraphed it and Fatuesi telegraphed on her end that she was waiting to receive it. Oh,
Warthen gets bumped. Still hits it well, and Candice Warthen with 18 points today.
That's outstanding.
We watched Candice Warthen put up 22 points against Oregon State earlier this year, and that wasn't a loss.
You know why I think she's playing so beautifully?
Why?
She came clean about how tall she is.
You think it's a relief for her?
I do.
It's off her shoulders.
Free and easy.
It's been weighing on her all this time. She did have a very sheepish smile, I'll tell you that.
She did. Come on now.
She's like, last home game, I guess I'll tell you.
She's such a good kid. Oh, LaBrittany Jones, almost. It's a good take.
Well, and it's funny, when you say Warthen's such a good kid, academically, 3.5 GPA, and she's leading this Arizona team with 18 points so far. Fatuesi's career conference high, right? She's only a freshman, was 13 points, and that was also here against Arizona, or here, not here, but against Arizona earlier this season. Cheyenne Wilson looking for it. For Utah, if you're going to make a move, now's as good a time as any. 6.5 minutes remaining in the game.
And it's got to start on the defensive end. You've got to get stops.
Workman underneath and draws Fatuesi into a foul.
She'll get better with that. It's just a footwork issue right now. She just has to defend the baseline. Again, she's just a freshman being asked to carry a big load.
She has a 25 minutes a game in conference.
That's a lot. Division I basketball, from whatever you did in high school, is worlds different.
Worlds apart.
I see you, Candice. Happy senior day.
Her first three-pointer of the game. She's smiling away. 21 points for her. Warthen's going to have a season high on senior day.
And senior high, too. Why not?
Absolutely.
But the Arizona offense is being executed beautifully. She's leaking, she's cutting, she's coming off screens, and she's open for these shots she's hitting.
Workman.
Just like Workman was there. The defender decided to sag off, and she took advantage.
And that's her first bucket of the day, Brianna Workman's.
Lost art of the mid-range jumper. If you can hit from 16 or 17, there is money to be made. It's a jump shot you just don't see very often in the game anymore.
Trozen. Not foul. Look how hard Wachowski goes in after that. Comes back, though. Workman.
It's part of her last name. She can't help herself.
Exactly.
She's
6
doing
rebounds.
some work. Love the poise the Wildcats are playing with today. Even when Utah was on the 13-0 run in the first half, there was no panic.
Uh-oh, taken away by Danny Rodriguez. She's fast, waits for it, and again, just no finish, painful.
That might be a legs thing. Fatigue on the second leg of the road trip. And a pesky defense. She thought she had a breakaway lay-in, and Arizona said, think again. 2 defenders there contesting. Travel.
There's that travel call. We've talked about seeding being important, but we're also talking about momentum.
Absolutely. A win on this day, particularly for a program like Arizona that's building and trying to find traction. This is big. If this score can hold for the Cats, it really is a good sign for them being able to do some good things up in Seattle.
Now, for the Cats, in terms of Washington or UCLA, as you mentioned, it almost doesn't really matter to the layperson in terms of matchup and that they lost to both. But the confidence of playing well, second half of the season, means everything.
Absolutely. And to the coaching staff, it doesn't matter if it's UW or UCLA.
No, Mahaney, no good.
Bennett wants that one back. She knows she reached. I know what Nia Butts wants is this same effort and energy, no matter who Arizona plays in Seattle.
And so Gabrielle Bowie, a freshman from San Antonio, coming in for Utah from a military family. Anthony Levitt says her effort, her energy, and she's got Warthen in front of her, the senior on senior day. She puts a hand on her, just saying, wow, she is fast. Yes, she is. Candice Warthen having a day. 21 points right now and having a lot of fun.
State Farm National Bureau of Assists agent Cliff.
Senior day. This senior is dominating.
Yeah, 21 points, 10 for 13 from the field, and Gabby Bowie, a freshman from San Antonio, entered the game Her assignment on that first possession anyway was guard Candice Warthen, and you just saw Warthen's speed, and I think it takes anyone a second to get up to speed, much less against someone like Candice Warthen.
Yeah, she's lightning quick.
And again, because student athlete is so important, academically a 3.5 in the fall for Candice Warthen. She's already got her undergraduate degree in psychology. She's pursuing a master's in educational leadership. She has made the most of her time at this university.
And the only knock you could have against her is the fact that she's not vocal. She's not a get in your face, rah-rah, get other people to get better around her kind of guy. She just does the work and leads by example.
She leads with a pretty great smile, though, I'll tell you that, right? She's had a big smile on her face all day today, and it was one of the things that you and I were looking at before the game, saying that Utah looks really loose. We're not sure about Arizona. Maybe we mistook that for some intensity.
Well, if the goal is to mirror the attitude of your coach, intensity will work for Arizona. Great effort by Deja James down low. I am so impressed with Arizona on the glass today.
And Keandra Cannon makes it work and keeps her composure.
So many times this season we've seen Arizona build a nice lead and let it go. They have maintained and sustained. Very impressive.
And again, if Arizona maintains this lead and wins, they will have identical records, these two teams. But because Arizona beat Stanford, who's a higher seed in the tournament,
right,
they then would become the 11 seed. Utah would be the 12 seed.
Look, I was on the call for that game when it was UW and Arizona. It was the season opening weekend of conference play back in January. And Arizona only lost to the Huskies by 10 on that day. And this team, ooh, Allie Gloyd with the block. This team is much better than that team that only lost by 10.
Yeah, but if Arizona is the 11 seed, they will play UCLA. And that will set up Washington and Utah again. And we've mentioned it that Utah's big win this year was against Washington. Utah last year in the tournament knocked Washington out in the first round. So that might be the matchup that Anthony Leverett would prefer if he was actually picking anyway.
Yeah, the last time Arizona saw UCLA, it was not a good day for Wildcat Nation. 34-point loss. But that just speaks to the ability of UCLA's shooters. I saw them firsthand on Thursday night up in Pullman. They have some people who can put the basketball in the hoop.
Yeah, they certainly do. The #1 recruiting class in the nation came in this year for the Bruins. Played the toughest non-conference schedule in the nation. And Corey Close said it can go one of two ways. It can either make you really tough and maybe slow the game down for you when you start playing not top 5 ranked teams or it can break you. And it made UCLA tough.
It's been interesting to see that team get better as the season has progressed. It looked like it was going to go south big time in a hurry, and they righted the ship. And they've got momentum going into the tournament as well.
Foul is on Deja James. And so Candice Warthen coming off the floor.
Standing ovation, just and deserved.
Her final game in the McHale Center, a redshirt senior.
That is great to see.
So nice for her to come off with a smile and a great effort. Shots up for Nalhine.
Cannon with the rebound. Well, when everything gets determined and shaken out in the Pac-12 tournament, that'll be the next time we get to see Allie Gloyd play a basketball game.
That's right, Allie Gloyd coming off the floor for the last time here at the McHale Center, the other senior for Arizona.
Tremendous career for her. So thrilled to see her do well. Met her for the first time at Pac-12 Media Day. And you couldn't ask for a better representative for your program.
Yeah, for Allie Lloyd, worth noting, a 4.0 student. November and December Arizona Student Athlete of the Month. Both of those months. She gives her time. She volunteers reading to elementary school kids at their Love of Reading Week. I mean, both of the seniors for Arizona have done an incredible job in terms of off-floor leadership academically.
Some days it just goes your way. The lead is 23. Talk about momentum into the Pac-12 tournament. And if a team like an Arizona runs the table and wins it all and cuts down the nets, then I say 7 teams from the Pac-12 should get into the NCAA tournament.
Taryn Wachowski trying to fight for the glass. Nothing falling for Wachowski. Just one shot made from the floor. A nightmare for her today. Two-second differential between shot clock and game clock as Arizona will win the final conference game of the season. These two teams tied up in terms of record, and the tournament starts next week.
Congratulations, Arizona. Way to close it out on a high note for the Wildcat program.
Shots up, and that'll do it. Arizona wins. And these teams immediately shift their attention towards the tournament. But Candice Warthen, her last game on the floor was a great one.
Oh, simply outstanding. Allie Lloyd, total embodiment of what you want a Division I basketball player to be.